Hello, this is Ronald with Indicator Vault, and in this video I'm going to go over our Wolfe Wave Dashboard. And you can see up here I've got it on the chart. I've got one part hidden, the other showing. It's exactly like our other dashboards as far as what displays here. And let me go over that first before I actually dive into how to trade and view Wolfe Waves in particular. So we've got the MTF and the MTS dashboards, two parts. Let me first show you the MTS, which stands for multi-symbol. And you can see here, you can plug in up to 10 symbols, 10 pairs of whatever you want to view on the dashboard here. If you go into the settings, it's the first thing that shows up here. You just put in the pair and it will show up here. And what it is showing is, the Wolfe waves that are forming on these commodities or pairs, stocks. It will show you how recent the most recent pattern has formed on whatever time frame you have. So for instance, I'm here on the Euro US dollar daily chart. So this is showing the daily chart and whatever patterns are showing up. If you go to the 4 hour, 1 hour, or whatever different time frame, this will change and will show you the 4 hour patterns if you're on the 4 hour time frame on the current chart. So the F, as I switch over to that, is multi-time frame, and this is going to show you just the pair that you have on here. So this is now currently showing all the patterns for the euro dollar on these time frames and how recent they have formed. So that's our dashboard. I typically have one hidden, one showing. That's just how it's easiest for me. However, you can have both of them on and you can move them around the charts however you like. I just personally prefer my charts a little bit less cluttered. So let's get into this. As you can see here, we are on the daily, and look down here, daily bullish pattern has formed 10 bars ago. And it even gives us suggested, SL and take profit levels. I'm going to dive into some of that here. And if you want to learn more about Wolfe Waves as far as the actual formula and patterns it takes to draw these out, I would, highly suggest to, research that. But for our indicator here, it will automatically draw it out for you. And they are, in a sense, a type of harmonic pattern, but they can be used a little bit different. So for instance, as you can see, these trend lines that our indicator draws here on the top, and then here on the bottom for this bullish one. Let me just go over a quick way that you can use this. So, for instance, Wolfe Wave pattern, we get you can get an alert whenever these form. We have a bullish one form here, right? Well, very similar to the way I view harmonic patterns, when one has formed, so for instance, a bullish one, look for the most recent demand zone. And of course, we can see that here. Price moves up, retraces back into it, and so far, good reaction from here. Of course, there's also this entry here as well. See, the demand was validated with this engulfing candle. Next candle retraces back into it and another up move. But here's a way to view this trend line here as confirmation. Let me actually just draw it out to extend it. So one way to view this is a break above here. Now, personally, I would not necessarily look for the demand, the first demand that breaks above it. I'd go a little lower because we know price wants to typically retrace. But good confirmation is when we see this line broken to the upside in the case of a bullish pattern. And so here, so far as this day is still forming, just a couple hours to go until this daily candle closes, but so far a good sign that it is now breaking above and going to close above this trend line. So just to analyze this again, demand has formed right as the bullish pattern forms. Good reaction. Wait for the retracement. Retraces into demand. And so far another validating confirmation that we have that we could see some more bullish movement up, as we see price is probably going to be closing above this trend line. Again, we could view this as of course we can use this as a good confirmation, but we know price typically wants to offer some sort of retracement. It doesn't just move in one straight line. Now, for this one, and I'm going to get into some other things too, such as a fib and 50%, like I do with harmonics. But so I put that there, extend it out. This can also be a potential take profit trend line. You extend it out, and of course, depending on where it does hit, and again, daily time frame, this would be a long-term position trade. But this can be viewed as a potential take profit trend line. Let's also put a fib and I do this for harmonic patterns as well. The 50% of the most recent swing down from here to here can be a great place to take partials. And even I would put some fib extensions. Let me do that real quick. The 1.272 level, as we can see, it intersects up here. So we can watch it for price to come to either this level, which coincidentally would also be breaking this high. You see how great it lines up? That is the ultimate take profit level. And so there's just different ways, there's different levels with these patterns because they are very geometric in, how in their formulas. Use fibs, use trend lines to find how you want to be trading these. But using the simple price action patterns will get you great results and great entries. So for instance, we could see price break up here, retrace back into this demand, continue up, ultimately wanting to see it break this high. That's one take profit level. And then also this high, which also happens to line up with our 272 extension and potentially even line up with this trend line as well. And then, of course, from the most recent swing highs, if you want to take quick partials, I always suggest the 50% mark, which we see it approaching as well. So if you got into here, could certainly take partials here, maybe hold until this high, and full take profit would be this high. If this pattern fully does what it is suggesting we do, is it will take out this high. And so far, great confirmation with this trend line being broken. Now, if you notice, I've also got on here, let me get rid of some of these others, our order block gen indicator. So let's just dissect that as well. if you want to just even have this indicator on as well, look what it does. It's marked out this zone that I already pointed out, retraces back into it, goes up. And of course, if we had this already on our chart, we would have been expecting a retracement from here because of this bearish order block here. So again, with this, remember this trend line I had marked out, not necessarily trusting this one, even though this demand is what caused the break of that trend line to offer us more bullish confirmation to go up. We see this bearish zone marked out. So expecting a little bit more of a retracement, a deeper retracement into this demand here. And as we can see, that's been just the textbook price action playing out. Bullish pattern, Wolfe Wave pattern formed, goes up to this demand, or excuse me, supply. We see the retracement back into this demand. And so far, we're seeing some great confirmations for more bullish movement to the upside with this trend line respected, now being broken. Let me actually put that back up just to show you. If we see this closed, and then if you notice, if it wicks down into maybe the open of this candle, it would be respecting this to the upside now. So double confirmation for entry here to push up even higher. So anyway, that's our Wolfe Wave dashboard. You know, great way to monitor multiple pairs, multiple time frames. It gives you the bullish and bearish and most recent ones, just like our other dashboard indicators do. And this was just one example on the daily time frame, and just great different ways to use for take profit, for, you know, stop losses, you know, holding for TP 1, 2, and 3. Just in this example here, clearly marked out price levels for, you know, 1, 2, and 3 take profit levels. So great indicator to have, very easy to use, different ways to use it as far as the trend lines and fib extensions. And so that's our Wolfe Wave indicator. And I hope this video was helpful. And until next time, best of luck trading.